Darren Lockwood, and I am standing on Magnetic Mountain in Eureka Springs, Arkansas, in front of the Christ of the Ozarks statue. This monumental sculpture was sculpted by Emmett Sullivan, who also worked on the presidential artwork at Mount Rushmore, and conceived and initiated by Gerald L.K. Smith. There's only one other giant statue of Christ in the United States. The statue was completed and dedicated on June 25, 1966, as a centerpiece for a religious amusement park, which was never completed. The Christ of the Ozarks overlooks the amphitheater where the famous Great Passion Play runs. It was a part of the Sacred Projects, which Gerald Smith wanted to build to set the historical record straight about Christ hating Jews. Smith was a controversial politician and anti-Semitic minister in the 1930s and 1940s. The Christ of the Ozarks was controversial because of his anti-Semitism and fetishism beliefs. He and his wife are buried at the foot of the Christ of the Ozarks. The statue is composed of 24 layers of white mortar on a steel frame built on a foundation of 320 tons of concrete, welded into the rock of the mountain. The Christ statue stands vertically 1,500 feet above sea level and 67 feet tall above Magnetic Mountain. The statue weighs over 2 million pounds and stands 7 stories tall and rises in a vertical plane. The hands from wrist to fingertip measure 7 feet, and the arms from fingertip to fingertip span 65 feet. The face is 15 feet long, and the lines in the mouth create a facial expression of being inscrutable, because they are neither up nor down. The successful composition of the statue uses simple symmetry to create balance. Since the statue is a sculpture, the depth is real and creates a two-dimensional shape. The sculpture uses the geometric shape of a rectangle to convey the expression of almost monotony and conventionalism. The Christ of the Ozarks can also be described using the methodology of iconology and iconography. The statue is built to portray Christ's dominance over Satan. The statue reaches monumental heights to cause dramatic tension toward God, giving it symbolic importance. Mr. Smith used an iconographic approach to emphasize content and textual basis for the single statue. The Christ of the Ozarks is representational of Jesus Christ and is meant to depict Jesus as an object of beauty. In comparison to archaic Kuros sculptures, both have idealized smiles and neutral expressions. The staring geometric eyes can be stylized as non-naturalistic or not realistic, like the head of Judea of 2100 BC. The statue is stylized in the stiff geometric pattern of the early Gothic times. Another comparison with the Gothic style is the monumental height of the statue, which places it closer toward heaven. Its verticality and the fact that the statue also represents the Greek cross places it in the Gothic context of art history. The statue can also be compared to contemporary sculptures such as David Smith's Cuba, using shapes and lines combined with open space. The Christ of the Ozarks also produces a dynamic form of sculpture abstraction. I chose this piece for more than one reason. My mother had been to the Passion Play and the Christ of the Ozarks statue as a child. It was a place I wanted to see for myself. The monumental statue is an overwhelming piece of history in the Eureka Springs area. It is an awe-inspiring piece of art, even if you do not agree with this depiction of Christ. The statue also is interesting because it has a section of the Berlin Wall at the feet of the sculpture. Also, there's a scripture connected to the Christ statue, and if I be lifted up from the earth, will draw all men upon me. John 12:32. This stands true. The statue draws thousands of tourists every year and is a unique piece of Ozark history.